Welcome to another drawing from Let's Have Fun Drawing Together. Let's dive right into today's story.
The Little Cheshire Cat. Mysteries of a Smiling Cat. In the heart of Wonderland, long before Alice came to explore its curiosities, there lived a curious little cat named Cheshire. Although he already showed his characteristic enigmatic smile from a very young age, few knew that his life was full of mysteries and adventures that led him to become the wise and mischievous cat that everyone knows. Chapter 1. The Little Cat of the Whispering Tree. Cheshire was born high up in a tree known as the Whispering Tree, a magical place where the leaves sang songs in the wind and the trunks seemed to tell ancient stories. His mother, an elegant purple-furred cat named Mirabelle, used to tell him, "Little Cheshire, this world is as strange as you choose to see it. Use your smile, because with it you can open any door and conquer any heart." From the moment he opened his eyes, Cheshire noticed that the world was different for him. While his siblings chased butterflies and hid in the branches, Cheshire preferred to sit under the shade of the Whispering Tree and listen to the secrets it seemed to hold. Sometimes, the leaves whispered words that he didn't fully understand, but which filled his imagination with wonder. There was something else that made Cheshire special. He could disappear and appear at will. The first time he did it, it was an accident. He was chasing a beam of light, and suddenly, his body began to fade away, leaving behind only his floating smile in the air. "Mommy, look!" he exclaimed, excited. "You are unique, my little Cheshire," his mother replied tenderly. "But remember, magical gifts always come with responsibilities." Chapter 2. Curiosity and the Enchanted Mirror. One afternoon, while exploring the roots of the Whispering Tree, Cheshire found a small, dusty mirror hidden among the leaves, stronking. Its frame was made of twisted wood, and it shone with a faint blue glow. Intrigued, the young cat looked inside and saw something strange. It not only reflected his image, but showed many versions of himself, each one different. "What is this?" he asked out loud. "It's a reflection of what you can become," replied a voice that seemed to come from the mirror itself. Cheshire decided to take the mirror with him to his secret corner in the Whispering Tree. Each night, he would look at it with curiosity, trying to understand its mysteries. He soon discovered that the mirror not only showed alternate versions of himself, but also revealed fragments of the future, clues to the fate that awaited him. One night, the mirror showed him a vision of a great forest filled with magical creatures. There, as an adult, Cheshire guided the lost and taught them to find their own way. The vision left the young cat full of questions. "What does this mean?" he wondered. "Can I really be a guide for others?" Chapter 3. The Encounter with the March Hare. One day, while exploring the depths of the nearby forest, Cheshire heard a peculiar noise, a fast, steady drumming that seemed to resonate through the trees like the echo of a small drum. Intrigued, the young cat began to follow the sound, stopping every now and then to disappear and reappear at strategic points, making sure no one was following him. Curiosity was his guide, and there was nothing that would stop him when something new caught his attention. After walking for a while, Cheshire came to a clearing bathed in golden light, where he found a peculiar rabbit with ruffled ears and a cup of tea in his hand. He looked scruffy but friendly, and he nervously tapped a paw on the ground while muttering to himself. This was, without a doubt, the March Hare, although at that time he had not yet met the Mad Hatter and seemed much calmer. "Who are you?" asked the rabbit suspiciously, noticing the presence of the little magic cat. "I am Cheshire, a curious traveler," replied the kitten, showing his characteristic floating smile, which seemed to disconcert the rabbit. "And who are you?" "I am the March Hare. I am looking for magic tea leaves. They say they have the power to change the dreams of whoever drinks them. But this forest is so confusing, I could be looking forever," exclaimed the hare, gesturing exaggeratedly with his paws. Cheshire, intrigued by the idea of dreams and eager to help, decided to join the hare on his quest. As they walked together, the hare kept talking, telling wild stories about his love of tea and his desire to find a drink so magical that it could turn any ordinary day into an unforgettable adventure. Did you know that tea is like a conversation? The hare said suddenly. Each sip is a word, each cup is a story. But magic tea, that could be a whole book. Together they explored sparkling caves that reflected their faces in 1,000 colors, crystal clear streams that sang melodies when the wind brushed against them, and a field of giant mushrooms that spoke in riddles. One of the mushrooms, in a deep, slow voice, warned them.
The leaves you seek are beyond the hill, but beware, the forest tests the patience of the impatient.
Although they didn't find the magic leaves that day, Cheshire learned something valuable. Dreams are only as big and magical as the dreamer's imagination, and although the hare seemed frustrated at not achieving his goal, he smiled in the end when he realized that the real gift had been the company of a new friend. Chapter 4: The Sleepy Mouse and the Secrets of the Forest. On a quiet afternoon, as Cheshire strolled through a forest clearing, his keen hearing picked up a soft snoring that seemed to come from a giant teapot abandoned in the middle of a circle of daisies. His curiosity led him to cautiously approach it, disappearing and reappearing in small clouds of purple smoke until he was close enough to inspect the object. Inside the teapot, he found a tiny mouse, fast asleep, wrapped in a silk handkerchief.
Why are you sleeping here?
Cheshire asked, waking the mouse with a light touch of his paw. The mouse opened one eye lazily and yawned before answering. Because this is the quietest place to dream, he said, settling back into his handkerchief. Here, the forest tells stories while I sleep. Cheshire, fascinated by the idea of a mouse who dreamed of the secrets of the forest, decided to stay a while to talk. The mouse, who introduced himself as Sleepy, turned out to be an expert on the mysteries of Wonderland. He told him about plants that could whisper secrets, rivers that changed direction with the full moon, and magical creatures that never showed themselves but were always present. The forest is like an eternal book, explained Sleepy, as he stretched out his little paws. Every corner holds a story, and each story has a purpose, but few take the time to listen to it. Over time, Cheshire began to visit Sleepy regularly, and on each visit, the mouse revealed a new mystery of the forest. One evening, Sleepy took him to a clearing where a luminous plant known as the Earth Star grew. It is said that this plant can guide the lost in the darkest night, explained Sleepy. But it only blooms for those who are willing to listen to the forest. The little magic cat began to understand that not everything in Wonderland was about puzzles and games. There was a deep balance, a purpose in every corner, and he, with his unique gifts, had an important role to play in maintaining that balance. Chapter 5: The Moon Labyrinth Trial. When Cheshire turned 1, his mother, Mirabelle, called him under the whispering tree to tell him about an ancient tradition that all magical cats had to complete: the Moon Labyrinth Trial. This trial, performed under the light of the full moon, consisted of finding the crystal flower, which grew in the center of a living labyrinth. This trial is not just a physical challenge, my little Cheshire, his mother told him, stroking his back. It is a journey into your own heart. On the night of the trial, Cheshire made his way to the labyrinth, an imposing place where the hedge walls seemed to move and change shape with each step. The entrance was illuminated by a soft, silver glow, and as he crossed it, he felt a mixture of excitement and fear. As he moved forward, the labyrinth began to whisper doubts and fears to him. Are you strong enough? What if you never find the way out? What will you do if you fail? Cheshire, though initially baffled, decided to confront the maze with a mix of wit and calm. He disappeared and reappeared to avoid hidden traps, used his smile to calm himself, and occasionally stopped to listen to the whispers of the maze, trying to understand its true purpose. At a fork, he encountered a giant shadow blocking his path. It was a guardian of the maze, a creature made of leaves and roots that watched him with glowing eyes. To advance, you must answer one question, the guardian said, his voice deep as thunder. What do you value most in the world? Cheshire thought for a moment before answering, I value the freedom to explore, to learn, and to help others find their own way. The guardian nodded and vanished, leaving the path clear. Finally, after what seemed like hours, Cheshire reached the center of the maze, where the crystal flower glowed with a light that seemed to contain all the colors of the rainbow. As he took it, an ethereal voice spoke to him. You have shown courage, wit, and a pure heart. You are worthy of the secrets of the forest." As he emerged from the maze, Cheshire not only felt victorious, but wiser as well. He knew this was just one of many tests he would face, but he was ready for the challenge. Chapter 6. The Future of the Smiling Cat. After passing the test, Cheshire began to understand his true purpose. He wasn't just a magical cat. He was a guardian of balance in Wonderland. With his enigmatic smile and ability to disappear, he became a guide for those in need of direction. Over time, his adventures led him to meet the Mad Hatter, the Queen of Hearts, and eventually, Alice. But that's another story. In his heart, Cheshire would always be that curious young boy who searched for answers at the Whispering Tree and dreamed of the mysteries of Wonderland.
Thank you for watching. Watch another video on our channel. Let's have fun drawing together, where another unique character embarks on a new adventure.